Let's talk about Ben Simmons for just a minute and Brandon Ingram. So Kirk Goldsberry, ESPN NBA analyst here on the Cain Show. Giannis's growth has made many people say, why hasn't Ben Simmons grown? Why hasn't he been willing to shoot? Why hasn't he been willing to try to improve his outside shooting in the way Giannis has? It's not that he misses them. He doesn't even take them, Kirk. So what's the deal with Ben Simmons? Why can't he get on a similar growth path?
Well, you're right. I mean, Ben Simmons is as enigmatic as ever. The dude is trying to shoot threes, and I think in practice environment he's trying to build it. He's still a couple years younger than Giannis, so we'll give him a couple more years. But I think it's time to be a little bit concerned about his development. We don't know who this guy really is, and if you can build a team around him. Those were supposed to be really clear answers when he was the number one pick in the draft in 2016. One thing that I think is sort of hindering his growth is just the pairing with Joel Embiid. I don't think they're a great pairing, in my opinion, Will. They both need the ball. They both need to attack the paint. I have a lot of confidence in both individuals, but in tandem, it's kind of awkward on offense. They rank 15th in the league. They're supposed to be a title contender. I think they have too many straws in their drink, so to speak. And they need more shooters and more off-ball players, and Ben Simmons is just caught in that sort of quagmire. That said, let's give him this playoffs. Here's what I'd say about Ben Simmons in early 2020. The 2020 playoffs are going to determine a lot with him, his reputation, and the Sixers. If they find they're a few bounces away last year from getting to the finals. Don't forget that. A lot of people around the league think there's going to be a huge problem this year with Kawhi out west now. If the Sixers make the finals this year, Will, suddenly all these questions vanish. Suddenly Ben Simmons is fine. But if they lose in the first or second round, major questions and major changes in Philly.
Let me run this by you before I lose you. So, I think we're in the process of trying to rebrand me here, Kirk. Hot take guy. No, I believe I'm not a hot take guy. I think I just say things early, the truth early, and it's not received well. One of the earliest things I ever said, meaning like this is years later, I want to revisit this. I remember being on the set of First Take when the draft was coming up, and it was a debate between Ben Simmons and Brandon Ingram, right? And I said, I think I'm going to take Ingram because Simmons can't shoot. That was the argument, right? There was an argument then, too. And Giannis is proving the analysis wrong, which was you can't really learn to shoot very well. So Giannis has improved his shooting. But I argued for Brandon Ingram. Now, I lost that debate over the next several years, right? It's clear that Ben Simmons has been the better player than Brandon Ingram. But now look at Brandon Ingram in New Orleans. He's averaging over 25 points a game. He's the focal point of that offense, and he's stepping up in crunch time, in the clutch. Now, I'm not here to tell you that I think Brandon Ingram has surpassed Ben Simmons. But what I am here to say is he certainly closed the gap, and he looks like he's on a trajectory to pass Ben Simmons if Simmons can't fix the things we're talking about. Do you think that's fair?
I do. But first of all, I want to say that you are, if it weren't for Stephen A., you're the hot take laureate in the United States.
No, I'm just early. The truth hurts when it's early.
So here's what I'd say about Brandon Ingram. I think I agree with everything you say, and it remains to be seen who should have gone number one in 2016. Of course,
Right.
Ben Simmons went one, Ingram went two, but Ingram is quietly having an incredible breakout season. It's quiet mostly because it's in New Orleans and nobody's paying attention. But suddenly he's looking like the poor man's Kevin Durant that many of us sort of projected him to be out of Duke. He's one of the best young scorers in the league. He gets to the rack and can finish, and he's shooting 40% on like 6 attempts per game, I think. I think he's the best offensive player in the NBA that nobody is talking about, and he has the potential. He's still a kid as well. He has the potential to be a great defender and a great two-way player. And look, if he has one more jump in him like he has this year, and remember, he's coming back from these blood clots. He's overcome a lot in the last year as well. If he has one more jump in him, he's clearly going to be a better player than Ben Simmons by this time next year. And that's an if. Right now, I think it's a pretty head-to-head matchup with those two dudes. And I love Ben Simmons as a player and his future still. But I love Brandon Ingram, too. And I think he's a prize that the Pelicans should be proud to have right now.
There you go. I wasn't wrong. I was just 5 years early. That's all it was. Maybe 4.
We're so glad you're watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports and analysis, download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, make sure you subscribe to ESPN Plus. We'll see you there.